Good evening, PirateCast Army. We are live. It is Star Wars Day. Ben,
What?
Are you excited about Star Wars Day?
No, it's Happy Star Trek Day, mate. I've been
Oh,
through
Star
this.
Trek Day. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Happy Star Trek Day. You're a Jedi, Harry, from Gandalf.
Nice. Love it.
You can
Welcome, everyone.
You can have a lot of fun on social media doing that today.
Yes, you can. You really wind a lot of people up.
Oh, yeah. It's been amazing.
Seen several of those. Welcome, everybody, to PirateCast Live. It's time for us to get back on the air again. It's been a month.
Wow.
Like last time we've been on, we've had the official start to the season. Things are kicking off. We've got an idea about the team. So much stuff happening.
Yeah, we are Premier League. Say, we are Premier League. Sorry, had to get it in. Well done, FC Bournemouth. We are Premier League. Amazing. 1 second, I'm stripping. Hang on.
Oh, what are you doing? So there's Ben's amazing avatar, which is some would say better than actually having Ben on the show. We might do that in future. Just have like Ben's avatar there. That'll be amazing. So you're getting changed now into the exclusive wrong side because it's mirrored. PirateCast polo shirts. Amazing. Gotta love that.
Can't do that. It's a family show. Sorry.
I know you're excited because it's Star Trek Day.
And it's PirateCast Live Day, and I saw a pirate skeleton kite today on my walk at lunchtime.
So does that mean we're going to have a good show, or does it mean it's going to be a terrible show?
I don't know. Based on how bad my webpage was buffering during the intro video, I would be amazed if everything goes smoothly tonight.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. I hope you guys like the new sort of layout a little bit. We've got rather than the rubbish little name things that that StreamYard gives you, we've got proper layouts now, which looks pretty cool. Good evening, Mandy. Evening, you blokes. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Hello, you blokes. Hello, Betty Lou. There he is. And Ben, you even got a mention. That's good.
I'm not disappointed with that, quite frankly.
Clive Tyres. Happy birthday to Darcy Ward and Steve Langdon. There we go. So 2 Aussie legends. It's their birthday today.
Evening, Clive. Thanks. Cheers.
Beth Sims Tyres looking forward to the show. It's a family affair. We love it.
Hello, Beth.
No, in fact, Clive did say good evening, muchachos. I didn't know he was Mexican.
I don't know what this muchachos thing is. It's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got.
I'm in private chat. I'm coming out.
You're in.
There we
okay.
Go.
Right. Good stuff. Okay, so we've got a lot of good stuff coming on tonight, and a little bit of a drum roll here. We teased it earlier on. We do have coming up later in the show a former world champion. It's going to be live here on PirateCast. It's going to be amazing. He's already sat in the green room, sort of ready and waiting. I can't wait. It's going to be.
I had an incredible interaction with someone who said, "Oh, it's got to be Ty Wooford," and I was like, "Not a chance. We're blocked by him on social media."
What did you say to get blocked by Ty Wooford?
Okay, so it wasn't anything controversial, weirdly enough, for me.
Right.
All I did was mainly make a social media post once British Speedway started to get his act together, asking Ty when he was re-signing for Wolverhampton or another British team.
Oh,
I got blocked. He said, "Once they get their act together, I'll ride back over on these shores." And
controversial.
I don't think it's controversial. I'm merely calling him out.
I like it.
So that's added to Nicky Pedersen and Craig Cook as well.
Craig Cook as well. Well, Craig Cook.
Yeah, Craig Cook was about all the rolling that dreaded night about 4 seasons ago.
Is it because you kept posting Limp Bizkit videos?
Yeah, rolling, and hashtag Bay City Roller was trending at one point, I think.
Amazing. I like it. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in tonight. You can either check us out via our official website, which isn't an official website, just takes you to the YouTube channel, but www.piratecast.live will take you there, along with youtube.com/PirateCast Live, Facebook.com/The PirateCast, and Twitter. We are at PirateCast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter because we have got so much interaction that happens on race nights, and that is down to this guy who does all the interaction stuff that way.
Not so much now.
No? Okay.
Well,
you're going to enjoy the Speedway instead. Oh, because you're on Centre Green a lot, aren't you?
Yes and no. I think I posted last meeting that now that all the meetings are streamed, I don't think I should be providing as much detail because really, anybody who can't make it, I would highly recommend them to purchase a stream.
That's a fair point.
So what I'm trying to do is like a 4 heat summary, although I did forget until heat 8 last week. So just a 4 heat. Oh, a 4 heat. That was unfortunate. A four heat summary. I told you I couldn't talk tonight.
Get your
4 heat summary, just around race wins and stuff like that and what's going on. But Having seen the live stream firsthand and the quality, and knowing, that it needs people to buy it for it to carry on.
Yeah,
that's my view.
No, I'm with you. I completely agree. And, God forbid you actually sit there and watch your Speedway on a Wednesday.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you actually miss watching a race, but also posting about the race. It's crazy.
There we go. And Mark Dale says, Lee and Ben, shout me out, please. There you are, Mark. You are on the stream right now. So we're shouting out Mark Dale. Good evening. David James has just said, could you post the Twitter address? So if you just search for, or just go to @PirateCast on Twitter, you will find us there. It's just also down at the bottom of the screen, just below Ben there at the bottom, @PirateCast for Twitter. I just remembered what you were supposed to be looking for.
Yeah, it was the shop. It was the shop.
So shop.piratecast.live if you want to check out some PirateCast themed merchandise with the cool, I keep going to the wrong side, with the cool PirateCast logo on it. And there's another design on there as well. I need to add to that. But yeah, shop.piratecast.live.
We were going to do a throwback, weren't we?
We were going to do a throwback. Yes, we could. We could check that out. But again, don't buy anything today unless they've got a sale on. They have regular sales. Just keep your eye on it. They have like 25% off sales. That's when you get your stuff. I'm trying to save you some money.
Damage Pain, new comment. That was who I was interacting with on Twitter earlier today about whether our guest was Ty Whiffen or not.
Waiting for Woofy. Okay, so we'll see if
he may have
correct.
A coded name. Yeah, it's quite possible he is watching.
Yeah, potentially. Okay, right. So let's get started. Of course, thank you. Of course.
You're right.
Thank you.
Contagious.
I mean, don't drink beer, kids. Right. So we're going to get started tonight with the very first one of our two surprise guests. So the former world champion is coming up a little bit later on. But first of all, not wanting to do him any disservice because, of course, very valuable to the running of Poole Speedway. We are going to bring in now. There he is. We have Carl West, who is the main man behind all the Pirates tunes that go down each and every Wednesday. Carl, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you boys?
Yeah, we're all good.
Really good, buddy. Really good. Loving the Nid hat. Never in doubt.
Never is. Well, apart from last night when I was a little bit in doubt, but
yeah, we'll go into that. We'll go into that. So
we will. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Carl, we've wanted to have you on for a little while now, and Ben wanted to discuss some stuff with you today. I think it was Nigel Leahy sort of 2-3 weeks ago posted something online about the whole, the mix of music that is being played at the stadium. And you're never going to please 100% of the people. Let's start with that. But the whole presentation around the Pirates. I mean, how long have you been going to Speedway? Because you must have seen it evolve over the years from being very basic into what we already have now.
Well, I've been going for about just over 20 years. I started going. I got actually invited to the Cardiff Grand Prix in 2001, the first ever one.
Oh wow!
My granddad got a start line ticket and died a few weeks before, and I literally got a phone call to say, "Do you want a day off school?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Take a day off school." Went to Cardiff, and since then I've been hooked more than same as everybody else. Just been massively hooked on Speedway, and since then I've been going to Poole all the time, pretty religiously.
Amazing. And again, as we've said, the presentation was very we've said it so many times, kind of stuck in the past a little bit, bare minimum put into, not dissing it, because it was the same with the entire sport, not just the Pirates. Certainly the last couple of years, and some say that would sort of translate into where Danny Ford got involved. They really kind of upped their game.
Yeah, it's I don't want to do any discredit to what's happening before, because obviously it was successful for a long time. The club was way before. Yeah, I don't take any mantra of anything of being anything like that. But we just want to bring it into, every other sport in the world that you see on TV. Nobody was playing as much older music and such little up-to-date music as Speedway was. And we said if you watch the darts or you watch football or anything, nothing was doing. There was no modern sort of vibe in Speedway. And you've got to say massive credit to someone like Danny Ford, who has taken so many risks on everything. He is such a great bloke who is probably the youngest, authoritative person in the sport, maybe. And he is really trailblazing and trying new stuff. And, the final, we had all the lighting in. Obviously, Steve and Callum are doing the massive screen now. just trying to make Speedway bring it into the 2022 rather than being stuck in. It hasn't. Speedway hasn't changed in probably 40, 50 years. My uncle used to ride four pool in the late 80s, and he, since he was there, it's not nothing's changed. That's some people dislike it and dislike the more modern music and stuff because Speedway is predominantly older people. But I don't mean to cause any offence to them or be people. You probably read some of the stuff here saying it's ruined their night and things like that, but. We got to bring Speedway into 2022, and just to try and bring it to a younger audience is what we're trying to do. So, yeah.
Personally, Carl, I feel you get the balance right. There is music that is even makes me feel old now. Even though I don't think I'm old, but it does make me feel old, and it may not be to my taste, but it's got a good rhythm, it's got a good beat, and you can see the younger people in the stadium like hearing it. And
it's
for me. That's what you've got to focus on.
My wife has come up to me before. She comes with me now and then, and she said it's weird to go around the start line, where the Pirates logo's on the floor and stuff. And she said to see people dancing, like it's strange to see at Speedway. And this is the exact reason that Danny brought me in, is to try and modernise it. And I know it's not going to ring with everybody. In nightclubs I play to 18 to 23-year-olds. Yeah. But at Speedway you got to play from 4-year-olds to 94-year-olds. So it's a much bigger spectrum, and there's a lot more people who are going to be unhappy. But it's we're trying our best, and anything's welcome. We do everything from we do AC/DC, I do ABBA, I do Status Quo, I do all this stuff, but I try and keep it a balance of everything. But it's usually the people who want more of the old stuff who make more of an effort online to bash it than the young people. So it's just some people don't like change, but at the same time, they're the same people that say Speedway needs new faces in it. So you can't really win.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think you're going to focus on the negative more than the positive. And I, for one, saw loads of positives on that thread. So I don't know whether it's because it was in reply to my comment, because I commented saying, actually, I think it needs something. And I enjoy the music that's played, even the stuff that I'm not familiar with. And just those extra elements, and we've got to focus on the youngsters now. I don't go to Speedway to listen to music, but it's nice to have it there.
This is what we keep saying. It's people won't stop coming to Speedway because the music's getting towards the more modern spectrum. However, it could potentially, because if you're a 13-year-old lad or girl who's coming to Speedway for the first time and it's all music from 40 years ago, it may seem a little bit uncool. So that, again, this is what I've been asked to do, and it's for most people it seems to be working, and we're happy with it. So I just want to try and get the people who are negative about it on side. If they want to come and approach me at the console by the refs box and say it's my dad's 90th birthday today, can you do some Elvis Presley? I will do it every single time. There's not a single time I haven't delivered, but people want to bash what I do before they come and speak to me and say hello, because I'm the most approachable guy in the world, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I'd agree with that. One thing I was going to say is even on social media, you've tried getting out there, and I know that we on the page have sort of retweeted stuff as well, because you're looking at riders' songs when they win a race. We've had discussions about that, I know.
Yeah.
And things like that. And it's just around that whole presentation thing. I think if a rider wins a race, there should be some sort of theme for them.
Yeah, a lot of them have chosen their own. Some I took to them and asked them for the Cook Brothers. I took them the new Lude, the Land Down Under tune.
Yeah.
Approached Ben with that, and he said to run that. A few of them picked their own, and mate, it's good. It's weird to have so many people get involved in it. It's enjoyable. I like it. Loads of people come up now and say hello every week. It's good to have. It's good. I'm liking it. So.
I think it's so difficult, as you say, that there's. I don't know of any other sport where it is such a wide, diverse age of people that go to Speedway, because you have, like you say, you've got your traditionalists and you've got your new people coming for the first time, especially in like the kids' holidays. Kids coming for the first time, they like the loud bikes, and then they want to hear something that they're familiar with. But I mean, Ben and I have been banging the drum for years, seriously, years and years and years. Because, I mean, Ben and I both fans of American sports, and seeing some of the promotion that people like the NFL or the NHL or whatever do, and again, there's loads. I'm not saying there's the same amount of money behind speedways as there is there, because you're talking about multi-millions of dollars. But I mean, I've been studying like sports marketing for about sort of 12 years now, and just it was frustration more than anything, and it's just amazing to see finally this sort of attention, I guess, being put to speedway, and just those little things that you can tweak to try and make it a sort of more enjoyable night out for everyone.
100%. If you look at what Matchroom Sport have done with boxing, they've done massive strides for boxing. Obviously, you had Anthony Joshua as the poster boy. I think if Speedway had that super poster boy, it would be jet propelled, because we probably, I'm sure a lot of people in the comments will say, maybe the most exciting sport in the world. You know, it's 1 minute, it's the noise, it's the smell. We have the product with the sport. I think it's everything around it and getting the eyes to the sport that have fallen away from it over the years that we need to get back. And that's why we're trying to appeal to young people so much. I said before, you know, I would love to see the riders in the school, you know, an hour before it starts, take the bike around the school. And as the kids are coming out, start it up, pretend to have a tinker with it. We need kids to fall in love with the sport, because otherwise in 20 years, there won't be a speedway in the UK. That's the sad thing, you know?
Yeah,
exactly. And I think we kind of had a bit of it almost turned a little bit when we had like the likes of Chris Holder, Darcy Ward, Monster Energy started getting more involved, and that kind of thrust the sport into a bit more of a hip young vibe. And, you know, the GPs used to have a Monster Energy stand and like trailers playing they had like DJs there doing their sets and things like that, with the riders hanging out on Monster Girls. And it was like a festival atmosphere there. And you know, then that kind of died off a little bit. And now, I think because, you know, certainly there's a bit more money being put into British Speedway on the whole. We've got the streaming, and we're going to be moving on to that in a bit. You know, Apple went through the British Speedway network. Again, Danny's come on at a very similar time. And as you say, it's only going to go from strength to strength, really, I think, in this instance. So, just, again, don't let the doubters get you down. So much, lots of positive feedback from our side of things, I think. And the addition, and as Ben said, the bring back of Sweet Caroline really does something to get the crowd involved with.
Well, that's another thing I took from the boxing. You know, we said that before every main event in boxing for the last 10 years, they play Sweet Caroline, and it's. The thing is with that, it was the same thing. Loads of people moaned and said it was boring and was getting old and was just a dead cell now. And they've done it every event in boxing every week for 10 years.
I only know of one person who said that, and that was Rob Dyer. And don't listen to him about music. So.
Sorry, Rob.
It gets fed back to me as, you know, people are saying it's getting boring. And I'm like, then I don't play it for a week, and people will go, "You're crap. You didn't play Sweet Caroline this week." So what do I do?
You've only got to see how many people use their phone lights now. After we started that on Sunday. I know. I said it would look amazing if we get the lights turned out as well, and I know that Alan did sort that out at some point as well. But what I was saying is you've only got to look at how many people do use their phone lights, and they're actually getting them ready before you play it now to show that actually they like doing it. It's our thing, and they actually did it.
I'm doing it every week.
They did it at Oxford. They've started doing it at Oxford now.
That's the thing. You're saying about music and stuff, and everyone moaned at me. But then, if you watch Speedway on the streams on the British Speedway network and things like that, and on I buy it, most of the Pool ones away and things like that. It's amazing how much of the music that we started playing at Pool is now being used everywhere else. Like we didn't think this would happen. We were just like, we're playing stuff like Zombie Nation at the build up for the tapes and Sandstorm and things like that, Ecuador, and. All of a sudden, it's going everywhere else, and everyone else is doing it. And also, we're people, like I said, people doing Sweet Caroline, and it's it's. I hope they get as much hate as I did.
Lee, can you bring Damage Payne's comment up, please, mate?
Yes, I did just a moment ago, but we could use some chants, says Damage Payne. I think it's one of the only team sports that doesn't have sort of chants going on for the team, for the riders, for. That sort of stuff. And Ben, you know as well as I do, AFC Bournemouth are a hot topic at the moment, and you wanted to bring this in.
Yeah, we are Premier League. Sorry, I took my shirt off. So I went to the Fulham match a week or so ago, and they've got small screens because it's a small stadium, but they've progressed, so they've actually got two screens that you can see from either end of the pitch now, whereas they didn't have that. And as a tribute to the massive fan Nonny. who passed away. He actually starts each half, and they start it before kickoff with him shouting at the top of his lungs on the video screen, "Red Army!" And then the crowd chant, and then he does it, and the crowd chants, and that is both halves before kickoff and just as the match is kicked off. I think, just stuff like that. If there's something we can do, and open to suggestions. I know Danny's quite open to it. Whether he'll want to try it or not is another thing. But just little things like that. I think if we, it wouldn't hurt giving feedback around other sports and what they're doing, just to see if we can embrace it in Speedway.
Agree. I massively agree. Do you remember was it the Icelandic football team that had the was it? Yeah, that's it, mate. That'd be sick. Can you imagine that? A stadium like Port would be so good before the Riders Walk.
Yeah.
It'd be great if somebody does have an idea, like get in touch with Danny or Nigel or somebody like that, and it would be that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Be really good.
I think Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne with the all aboard at the start would be phenomenal at the start of a meeting.
Yeah.
There
must be something. The thing is, I tried the sing-alongs before Heat 15. Sweet Caroline was progressing because I wanted to have everybody like fully lit before the main event, the big heat of the night where selected riders. We tried Queen, we tried Bon Jovi, we tried every big sing-along you can imagine, Country Roads. Everything that everybody should know, nobody bit, not to a single song. The only one that worked every time was Sweet Caroline. So we said, we're just going to do that until we get another one that's the same. But
I guess you've got the problem at that time that it's getting towards 9 o'clock. People are starting to get a bit drowsy towards the end of the meeting and a bit cold. And but that is the ideal time to start bringing the energy up. And, it is the highlight of the night. Heat 15, your top 2 riders from each team. It should be like the grand final of the Grand Prix. The best riders out there for the night. Everyone should be on fire, not just like looking at their clocks thinking, come on, let's get this done so we can go home. It should be the main event. So yeah, rightly so. And
people not running for the door as well. There's a lot of people with the car park in. As soon as it gets to Heat 14, start to shoot off towards the exits. We want to try and avoid that. And when you boys start the thing with the lights on the phones, it's actually quite cool to see from the grandstand when you see the reflection.
You see the reflection.
And you don't realise how many people are doing it until you look in that grandstand and see everybody doing it.
And seeing it from centre green, the couple of times that I've been helping Nigel on there, it does look amazing. When the lights are out, it looks incredible. It really does work. It's brilliant.
Good.
So before we bring our second guest on, if our second guest, former world champion, is available, if he can get himself sat down, we're going to bring him on in just a second. Just before we get to the other guest, and we're going to bring him in and have a bit of a 4-way discussion about the Pirates' performance so far this year.
Got pressure for that one, at 7 o'clock on
yeah, 4-way, 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. Anyway. Talk to us a little bit, Carl, about what else you do. So everyone knows you at Speedway. What else do you do, DJ-wise, music-wise, in your free time?
Well, I've been a professional DJ for 15 years. Well, I started when I was 17. I'm now 32. So I'm into my 16th year now. I was playing in nightclubs every weekend, apart from the pandemic. So it's not my first rodeo. It's not my first time of, doing all this sort of stuff. It's week in, week out for me. At some points I've been doing it 5-6 nights a week. 2014, I flew to Ibiza every Monday. Did Ibiza Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Back to the UK on a Friday. Did the UK Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back to Ibiza on the Monday. So I've done all that sort of stuff. But then this happens, and that's
amazing. So where can we find you on social media? Where can we find some of the rest of your stuff?
I use Instagram and Twitter the most. I've only just recently got back on Facebook to use Messenger. I haven't really used it very much, which is probably pretty good. A couple of weeks ago, and all that stuff come out because I didn't want to read that sort of thing. It's not like for me. I avoided it. But thanks to the Alan Hickson especially, who's been just a few weeks ago, I nearly didn't come back. I was like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want to ruin the sport for anybody. If I can make it 1% better, amazing. If I can make it, if I make it 1% worse, I don't want to be part of it. So, but Alan Hickson, the Never in Doubt guys, Nigel Leary as well, bless him. He has been there by my side since day one. Danny Ford, loads of people. There's so many. Jack Harlow, everybody else. Obviously, Calv comes with me every week as well. He's getting his tunes played by people like on Paul van Dyk's label and things like that. His tune yesterday was looked at by Zed. Yeah, but you can find me at It's Carl West. It was on the screen, but then my screen went to sleep, which is great. I had Resolute rolling, had it all nice and pucker, and now it's gone to sleep. But yeah, just tweet me or get in touch. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, just anybody who's got anything coming up, or you've got a song suggestion, or your favourite riders out in Heat 7 and you want to hear Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, message me. We can sort anything like that. If it's special to you and that's what's making you enjoy Speedway more, that's exactly what we're here for.
I mean, I think the question is, who doesn't want to hear Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone?
Well, mate, I love it.
Hey, look, it's applicable. Top Gun Maverick's out this month, so it's applicable. It's relevant. It's in the now. It's actually modern. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay, now
back in the charts.
Yeah, exactly. We can do it. We can make it happen. Right, we are now going to bring in. It's a big moment for us because it's the first, I think, former world champion that we've had on PirateCast, as far as I can remember. Ben.
Live, yeah,
live on the show. So, a big moment for us. We're going to bring him on right now. So here he is. He is the 2015 BDO World Darts Champion. Here he comes. It's Scott Mitchell.
Scotty Mitchell.
He is live with us.
Can't hear you. These don't work. I just felt left out because you guys have got them
on. Well, we're professional, so we have to wear
allegedly.
Oh, okay, cool. Well done, lads.
Scott, thanks for taking the time to come and spend with us this evening and talk a bit of Speedway. We wanted to, but before we get into sort of talking specifically about you, Scott, obviously we're going to talk to you a little bit later on about the streaming, the Pirates TV and all that kind of stuff that you're involved in. But whilst we've got yourself and we've got Carl here as well, probably a good opportunity to start talking about, the first section of the season for the Pirates and kind of what you felt about the performance of the boys so far.
I've been pretty impressed, actually. I know, you can read social media and what have you, particularly about last night's result. But the guys are gelling. We're in a very privileged position, some of us, that we get to see them in the pits. We see how they are together. We see how they are after the meeting, and it just seems the seven that are really gelling. And I think, that team spirit is needed if you're going to go on and win anything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, could completely agree. Do you think it's certainly this year and last year? I think Ben and I said you can feel a different energy in the team. That there's a real, since we dropped down a division, it's a little bit more. I don't want to say less of the diva attitude in there, but the team seems to have gelled a bit more. It's a bit more grassroots. It's a bit more let's get stuck in and get it done.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's more information being passed between riders. Nothing's being kept to themselves, and it's about the team. And I think many interviews that Steve Warren has said it, and I think it is exactly what's happening. And you just see it. We see it every week. When you sat in the stands, you don't get to see that. So. I think that when they go away, they're sharing setups. They'll, this just bodes well for a whole season as long as they can all stay fit.
Yeah, that's the key. And we're a couple of months in now, I guess, officially 6 weeks, couple of months into the season, and we've still got, touch wood, our starting 1 to 7. We've just seen the first shuffle up of the order of the team, but I think it's quite rare. And again, massively touching wood with everything that I've got here. It's quite rare for a team to have that same 1 to 7 at this point of the season. So we're doing really well as far as that's concerned. We've still got Carl on with us. Carl, what do you think of the team so far?
Well, it's brilliant, isn't it? Well, they're all doing really well. I think we all need to give a bit of breathing space and also a bit more. Exactly, Clive Tyres, I was about to say, is everybody get behind Nathan Ablett, and you guys will know as well. Scotty knows. If you talk to Nathan Ablett, he is one of the nicest lads in the sport. He's very welcoming, and shut up, Calvin. He's one of the nicest lads in the sport. It's a big step up for Nathan Ablett. He's only just turned 18, and I think the whole crowd need to get behind him. You'll probably hear me mouthing off every time because I'm giving him it full guns because I really want him to do well. But yeah, everyone's doing amazing. But it's just a big step up for Nathan Ablett, and I really hope he can. Gel in the team.
Absolutely. I think everyone has had, their time of having a good meeting. Everyone's come good, but Nathan is probably the guy on the team that, no disrespect to anyone else, you can see trying the hardest, but he just isn't quite there. So a little bit of support from all of you guys watching right now would be greatly appreciated. Get behind Nathan. He's doing the job.
The thing that's knocked Nathan a little bit is when he seemed to get everything right was that meeting where he drifted out wide in turn 4. He really had some pace. He was going, and then he unfortunately clashed with Stoneman. Yeah. And I think that may have dented his confidence a little bit, and he just needs to get that fire back because he looked like he was all over everybody on that ride. He looked unstoppable. Yeah. And unfortunately, he was rightly excluded. He was the cause of the stoppage. You could see what was going to happen in turn coming out of turn 4, but that drive and determination, you can see he's got it between his teeth. And I think I mentioned on the last episode, or no, it might have been just the last meeting to Lee. He guested for the challenge match with Lakeside against Kent, and he scored 15, I think it was 13 or 15 points. And he was racing against similar riders at the lower end of the other team. So I don't know whether he's got a bit of a block around Poole at the moment, but yeah, I think everyone gets behind him, and we need to give him. Danny said, he just needs to score 2 points. He needs to score to his average 2 points. That's what he's employed to do, and that's what I want him to do. So he's not far off. He's getting there. You can see progress every week.
Yeah, I think it must be pressure. I think there's a certain amount of pressure once you ride for a club like ours. We are so lucky to have the history and the trophy cabinet that we have. Everybody wants to ride for us. And so when you get that chance to get there, sometimes it can be over trying. Sometimes he's just got to come off it a little bit. He might be trying to override, but we've just got to give him a chance because he is going to come good. I watched some of his National League stuff last year, and I was really impressed with him. I really was. And he is the real deal. He really is. We've just got to give him a chance. And you've got to remember, he's riding with more seasoned campaigners, the Steve Worrells, the Danny Kings, the Richard Lawsons, and we're comparing him to those. Yeah. And that is really harsh, really, really harsh.
Even Drew Kemp as well. He's got a lot more experience under his belt than Nathan. And, I just think, a year or two with the support he's getting, because I know the riders are behind him. Lee brought up Danny's mention that all the riders are helping him. They're trying to give him advice on the setup. And we even all saw Danny King go out on his bike at the end of a meeting just to check that it wasn't anything mechanical or if there was anything that can be done. And I think, if that carries on and the supporters can get behind Nathan and appreciate that it is a big step up for him this year. I think it was a very left field choice and nobody saw coming. But Danny's seen something in him, and you do see glimpses of it at the moment at home matches.
And how often is Danny and Matt wrong? How often?
Exactly.
Who are the Basso?
Yeah. Just despite the hat that Cole's wearing at the moment, but we'll say that's a Drew Kemp hat.
That's a Drew Kemp. It's a Drew Kemp hat. It's not folded up.
It is a Drew Kemp hat.
It is a Drew Kemp hat.
It is a Drew Kemp
folded up. Not folded up.
I've got a Bjarne Pedersen hat.
Now it's that. Now it's a Basso hat.
I've got a Anderson hat.
Take that off now.
These people all keep coming to my house and leaving stuff behind. Well, actually, I'll take it out of their pockets. I've got this is an Adam Ellis edition Speedway GB hat. Oh, and a fella actually last week, Paul, you watch this. He gave me a Massey Ferguson hat because he hated me John Deere one. Man, come and give it to me. So please don't wear that no more. So I've got a new hat for that as well.
Like it. Okay, so where are we now? So just looking at how far we've got through the questions. If you've got any questions, whilst we've still got Carl on and whilst we've got Scott on, we're going to be letting Carl go in just a moment. And
I've got a question for Carl. Why didn't you play Craig David the other week when he was at the BIC? I went to see him. I had a Craig David beer. Turned up on the Wednesday. Asked for Craig David. You didn't play none.
Do you know what I said to you? As soon as I see that Craig David goatee at Poole Speedway, I'll play Craig David every time you got the goatee. That's the deal.
Well, we're going to have to do that then.
When you said you turned up on the Wednesday, I thought you were going to break into 7 Days by Craig David, Scott.
No, I nearly did, actually. I nearly did. But, and I was going to suggest that as before Heat 15 as well. Everybody knows the words, but I'm not sure it's upbeat enough.
Yeah, probably not.
Love it. Okay, Carl, thank you so much for taking the time to come on, mate. It's been awesome. And we'll see you next Wednesday, we're going to be back down at Pool Stadium. And once again, feedback everything to Carl. He's like a sponge with feedback from not everything. He's like a sponge when it comes to the feedback. So in all seriousness, come up and see him, message him on social media, go up and say hi. At the end of the day, everyone who's watching this is a Pool Pirates fan. We all want to enjoy the night and we want to make it sort of as enjoyable as we can. So and that's where Carl comes in. So Carl, thank you once again for taking the time out and spending the time with PirateCast.
Cheers, Carl.
See you next Wednesday, guys.
See you.
Nice one. Cheers, Carl. There we go. So back now with, and again, thank you, Carl, for taking the time to come on this evening. Scott, one of the things we wanted to talk to you about, I mean, obviously you've, as we said at the start, we've been teasing the world champion thing all day. People thought it was going to be Ty Woofenden and all this sort of stuff. But
no, what you like.
You're exactly. I was going to post that message a little bit earlier. Someone did the Who Let the Dogs Out, Matt Reed. There we go. Who Let the Dogs Out. Got to put it in there. Now, we obviously 2015 World Darts Champion. How do you go from being someone at the absolute pinnacle of one sport and then you flip over to Speedway? And I know you've been a fan for some time of the Pirates, and now you're doing match day commentary for the Pirates. How does that come about?
Do you know, I ask myself that question every day. I don't know. Perhaps it's because I'm good at talking. I really don't know. Obviously, a couple of years ago, Rerun were looking for somebody to do it, and I was at the meeting every week, and people were just saying, "Oh, well, they need somebody to take over doing the Rerun commentary." And I sat and talked about it, and I thought, do you know what? I'm there every week. I'll give Steve a call. So I gave Steve from Rerun a call, and I said, "Have you had any offers?" And he said, "Oh yeah, we've had a lot of interest." I don't really had any, and I somehow got the job. So. Then all of a sudden I'm put together with Rob H, the cameraman, who is just an absolute card, and our attitudes were so laid back, and we just fitted together like two gloves. So I did a couple of years with that, and unfortunately Steve gave me a call at the start of the season and said, Rerun aren't doing pool anymore. We're not going to be there. And I was like, oh my God. I've got no job. I've really got into it in the 2 years. And then about an hour later, Danny called me and said, we're going to be doing a live stream thing. And we would love you to do what you do for Rerun for us. So that was kind of, wow. Yeah. Thanks for that, Matt. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it came about really. But the two things are very different, because obviously with the Rerun, once the riser had come over the line and you've said red, blue, yellow, whatever, you then cut it, and then you got 2 minutes to yourself, and then you riders are at tapes again, and you call the riders to tapes, and you can go off and get a Mars bar, a cup of tea, whatever. Yeah, but you can't do that with a live stream. You're live, so the two things are very different.
Yeah, 100%. You've got to be on it all the time, and that is something that is, if you think it's easy just sitting down and talking for 2-3 hours straight and sounding informed, being completely switched on, not like us, and knowing what you're talking about and having that energy, that is very, very, very difficult to do in a constant stream without a break.
Yeah, it is, and it's difficult to do on your own as well. But I mean, I've got nobody butting into me, so I'm all cool with that. I don't want people stopping me talking. So so it's I've watched some of the other streams, obviously, as you do, because you want to try and pick the bones out of what everybody else is doing. And I think we're there with it, and we're only going to get better, because I'm going to get better the more I do it. So hopefully we can sort of turn it into something that I know people are enjoying watching it now. Could do a Russ break call. Russ does me in. He's been for 40 years. You know what I mean? He's got an advantage on me. But yes, no, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm just a fan. It's not supposed to be BBC or ITV or Sky or whatever. It's just I'm just supposed to be a fan talking about what he's seeing.
Exactly, and that's the kind of the beauty of it. It doesn't have to be your sort of polished presentation. At the end of the day, you need that raw enthusiasm. You need someone who's got genuine interest. I mean, you can ship in, presenter A from Sky Sports. They don't know anything about Speedway. They could do a decent job just reading from a program, but they're not going to have that raw passion. They're not going to react when something key happens in a race that potentially is a game changer for the entire match, and that's something that is really needed. You need that passion, especially if you're going to attract younger viewers. Who knows who's watching these streams.
And when you've got that passion and you're watching it, you can't script anything. It just comes out your mouth. Yeah. It just that you can't have all these lineups and he's riding out of his jock strap and all this to Dave Lanning. Like, you can't do that. What comes out is what comes out when you're seeing it. And if two riders get I remember doing it last week. It was like, it's got tight. And you just think, oh my God, what did I just do? But that's how I felt, and that's how I would have felt if I'd have had the program and I'd have been watching from Ben 1.
I think it's infectious as well. I'd encourage anyone to check out Pool Speedway's Facebook page, because they do post highlights of races throughout the week after the meeting. And I can't remember which match it was, but there was one where you went like full ham. Like turns 3 and 4. I can't remember which race it was, but someone was absolutely gunning it around the boards, and you just went
probably
full ham.
Danny King, actually.
Probably, and it is so infectious. It makes me smile, and I want to be happy when I watch Speedway.
I think that one was. I remember that one. I think Danny went so wide he was going to have to pay Matt Ford 18.
That was it. That's it. Yeah, he used to have to pay admission to get back in. That's the one. Yeah, that was it. It was brilliant. Absolutely.
And I don't know where that came from, because I've never said that before in my life. I've never ever said it since. That's only the second time I've said it now. So yeah.
Now, I think it would be remiss of us, and we'll move a bit further onto the streaming. But you said about how you got into it and what's happened, and you're doing it on your own. You don't have anyone to bounce off of. Obviously, we heard some very sad news on Good Friday with the passing of Nigel Pearson, and I know when we've been speaking to you earlier, you can't thank Nigel enough of how behind you he was and advice, etc.
Absolutely. I'd only spoken to him the Saturday before. We'd had a Pro Tour event in Barnsley, and he was doing. Nigel did. They do a live stream of some of the games. There's like two PDC TV lanes on a Pro Tour, which is held behind closed doors, and so you have a commentator on each board. So there's 2 boards, and Nigel, every time I see him, when I'm at darts, I talk about Speedway with him. When I'm at Speedway, we talk about darts. It was just amazing, and I was telling him about the live stream thing, and he was saying how great it was and how the way forward. He was telling me actually about Carlito and how great he thought that his music is the way that they were trying to shape the music up. Yeah. We talked about that. That was just 6 days before he passed, and he was really encouraging about how I did what I did, and I said I'm a bit nervous. He said, "Don't be nervous. Just be yourself. That's why you've been asked. Just be yourself." He said it was encouraging me so that the sport got the benefit of me rather than anything else. It was just so, and that's what he was like. That is just what he was like. And we'd be at Speedway and he'd go, "Oh, you lost out the other day to Peter Wright or whatever. You need to sharpen up on this." And he was just such a nice guy. And I mean, the hardest thing I've done for Pirates TV so far was I was announcing that on that Friday. It was just, you get the news minutes before and you're trying to get your head around it, and you'd just spoken to him 6 days before, and then he's not with you. That's probably the hardest thing I've had to do on Pirates TV so far, was to announce that, and that was difficult.
It was a bizarre day, because I know at one point we didn't know if we were going to be able to announce anything. Because no official announcement had been made, and then there was concerns. I was with Nigel on Centre Green and saying, "Well, what if somebody else says it?" Because there was a BSN meeting that night, and I said they're bound to say something on that, and then we've got to say why we didn't say anything. So, fortunately, the official confirmation came out, and we were able to. I mean, that is probably the best observed minute silence I've seen at Wimborne Road. I didn't hear a thing, literally, from Centre Green, not even any children.
No, agreed. Absolutely agreed. It was, it testament to the man. I think anybody that had anything to do with Nigel, just came across that he was just a genuinely nice guy. Yeah. And it didn't matter whether he was at Speedway, darts, wherever I saw him, he was just a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, almost it's a bit cliche, but sort of him and Kelvin, for a certain kind of age of Speedway fans, they were the soundtrack to people falling in love with the sport. From Sky Sports and their early days, it was Nigel and Kelvin, and the two of them bouncing off of each other. And interesting to see. We've heard a lot of clips of Nigel over the last couple of weeks with the tribute videos and some of the little clips of commentary. It's interesting to see how they're almost a little bit awkward to begin with. Sort of bouncing off each other, but just the synergy between them really sort of grew over the years, and it really difficult to sort of say we won't be able to hear that combination again. Say what you like about Kelvin, it's all done in good fun, but again, it's not going to be the same.
No. I mean, he actually sent me a message about the dartometer.
Are we going to get onto that?
Absolute genius.
And he said, "Mate, this is brilliant." He sent me a private message. Nigel said, "Mate, what a great idea." And it was just, I don't know how that came about. It just did. It just came in my head one day, and I thought, why don't we do that? But Nigel and Kelvin both sent me messages saying, "We love it. We love it. It's just the ultimate thing." It was just so funny, and that's just him. It was bringing attention to the sport, and that's all Nigel ever wanted.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind you. And again, as you said there, the dartometer, we got a topic to sort of discuss that. And again, came from nowhere, but it's the sort of thing that is, you wouldn't expect from Speedway. It's the sort of thing that's a little bit different. It's not the same thing that's been happening or being done every week for the last 30 years. You've got to try these things, just different and quirky things that will, get people to turn their heads and think, oh, that's interesting. That's a bit different. That's quirky and funny. Let's check it out. So yeah, fair play to you. It's a definite addition to the live streams, and so you can always check those out on the Pool Speedway website. So Scott, what year did you? So I just want to go back to the race jacket that you've got behind you. This was one of Roscoe's race jackets. Was that 95, 96?
95. He says 95. It was his. I can't believe it. It's got no scrapes on it. It's all still intact. Most of his time with his arse on the floor. So I'm not sure that it was even his, but he says it was, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you, Roscoe.
So when did you start going down to watch the Pirates? Obviously, long-time fan, but when did it start for you?
We live in this little village just outside Branscore, and my mum and dad were into Speedway before I was born. My nan and granddad were into Speedway before I was born. So they took my dad and my uncle when they were young, and then it just progressed that as my dad had kids, we went, and we all went as a family. My nan and granddad used to go. So I went to my first meeting. I was 2 weeks old in a carry cot.
Wow.
So in 1970, I was born on the 5th of June. So that's giving me age away straight away. But we went in and we did that forever, really, until sort of the mid 80s. And then sort of like when Nan and Granddad had started tailing off, because obviously they didn't want to stand for so long and blah, blah, blah. And then my uncle kept going on his own for a long period of time. And he used to take us as well. So that was great. And so it never really stopped. And then I had a period where obviously I met my wife, Sharon. Our first date was at Pool Speedway. I took her down. She was 19. I was 17. I got her in as a junior. Fantastic. Don't tell Danny, we want the money back. And that was our first date was Pool Speedway. And there you go.
Wow.
That's how big a part it's played in my life. That's how big a part the Speedway's played in my life.
Fantastic, and all due respect to you, again, your career in darts and Speedway have kind of sort of meshed, as they've evolved. Really, I mean, again, you have the Pirates logo on the shirts that you wear when you play in. That's how much of a part of it that it plays in your life, which is absolutely phenomenal. You must have seen some amazing teams throughout the years, and not to mention individual riders. Can you name some of the riders that have sort of had a big effect on you throughout your fanhood of the Pirates?
Probably Super Simo is my all-time absolute idol. Just loved everything about him, and it was just I met Peter Collins once, and I was still angry with him. And that is how it is. He was my absolute hero. We used to go to grass tracks and watch him and everything, because the guys used to ride everything, and you could get close to him there. And I probably had Simo's autograph about 10 times. I think my mum come home and chuck the program away every time. But he was just my idol. I remember, we were talking about the Good Friday meetings just now, and we used to go to Matcham's Park and watch the Hansgrohe International, which was a motocross meeting during the day, and then we would head to Wimborne Road in the evening to watch a meeting. And I remember, like most of the guys were there, like Ron Preston. I see him up a tree watching Brad Lackey race, and Ron Preston was just crazy, man, and I loved him as well back then. And it's just then gone on, and like I say, I'm not going to say that Roscoe was one of my idols. I did like him when he was riding, but now he's a mate. I can't really say that. It's just gone on, and then Chris and Darcy were just something that you'd never ever seen before. Probably will never ever see again. Mm-hmm. And got to know Chris a little bit and been around his house and had to flatten his mini bike track when the council found out he had one. But that's another story. Got there with a few mini diggers and bits of machinery to level out a few humps. But there we go. It was all done. No problem in the morning. So it's just like, all my heroes just throw their leg over a bike and ride it like they stole it. Javi, Ricardson, it's endless. We've been so fortunate at Poole to have so many favourites. Yeah. Other clubs haven't had that. And, Lorowski, I just keep going on. They're just coming to me now. It's always been a good era. There's always been somebody that you really want to go and watch every week.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And again, you sort of sparked something in my mind there, as you mentioned about the access to the riders and being able to go up to them. What other sports can you get where obviously we're in their second division as officially now in the UK, but where would you, a couple of years ago, have any other sport where you could walk up to one of the players, riders, whatever you want to call them, and have a chat with them beforehand, get their autograph, have a drink with them in the bar after the meeting? That's something special for Speedway, isn't it? Something that makes it a hell of a lot more accessible than any other sport.
But yeah, probably. I think it's kind of working class, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's not trying to be anything that it isn't. It's just Speedway is Speedway, and that's what it is. And those guys have all had jobs. Some of them are still working just because they ride. And you find it in darts as well. You find that the guys that are still working are probably a little bit more humble than the guys that are doing it as a job. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. There is, the access to the riders is amazing. And the lovely thing is they kind of enjoy it to a certain extent as well. You never see a rider say no to anything.
Yeah.
It's just so rare that you never catch them at an in-out moment, because they always make sure it's a moment. And I think most riders make those people walk away from them feeling really special. And I think that's the secret to Speedway.
Yeah, I'm with you. Ben, do you want to continue? I've been talking for ages now, and I'll shut up for a minute.
I'm quite enjoying it. I'm quite enjoying being a viewer at the moment. Okay. Just regarding presentation and stuff like that around the streaming, did you manage to watch the GP on Saturday?
Yes, I did. I went to Matt Reed's house and watched it.
And what are your thoughts? I have to say, I think the investment that Discovery have put into it and on the presentation has been second to none. I know Lee Hart back to say it sort of tailed off, but it very much looked that they want to bring a spectacle back to Speedway. And what a GP!
Yeah, I kept watching it and comparing it to Top Pirates TV. But yes, I agree. I think, as I was trying to explain to Matt the weekend, the budgets are slightly different between Pirates TV and the GP. Yeah. But, everybody's now, that's going to be a benchmark. I think that's going to be a benchmark that everybody's going to be trying to get close to. Yeah. The same as in football, they see the pitch at Wembley and everybody wants their ground the grass look like it is at Wembley. So, yes, I think it's it's in very early stages. I think they are going to improve. I think there was some people criticising, but as we've seen with Carl, you mustn't let that get to you stopping and changing things. And I thought it was quite an impressive watch, to be honest.
It's the best Czech GP I've seen in a long time. There was passing, there was actually racing line. It wasn't all gate and go. And obviously our boy Magic did pretty well as well.
Absolutely. And but if Terry the Track produced a track like that at Poole, there'd be hell to pay.
Yeah.
Everybody be moaning.
And to be fair to him, he held his hands up last week saying he got it wrong. So
how great was that?
Yeah,
I mean, just superb. But yes, you're right. I think the GPs will, and as it goes on and they evolve, let's not forget that, you know, if we look in 10 years' time, we'll look back at this one and go, God, weren't they rubbish at the start? But we're saying it's good now. So where is it going to go? You know, it's brilliant to see.
They're doing they're going to do an SGP2, an SGP3, and I know that there was an announcement yesterday that Tony Ricardo's looking to do an SGP4 for under 16s with factory bikes. So they're in it for the long haul. I think it's amazing what they're doing.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. I think it can only be good for the sport as long as we can keep accessing it on Eurosport. I think is the biggest key.
Yeah, agreed. And I hope that a lot of the clubs, both Premiership and Championship, and I think I'm not going to blow Paul's trumpet. Well, I am, but I'm not. But where we've dropped down to the Championship, a lot of Championship clubs, Glasgow probably the exception because they lead the way. They're starting to up their game now with social media and presentation.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it has to be that way because we were talking about trying to appeal to a younger generation.
Yeah.
That's why they get everything.
Yeah.
So we have to be social media friendly or savvy or whatever you want to call it, because that's where you're going to find them, and you want them to go, "Here, Dad, can you take me to Speedway this week?"
Oh yeah, it was Croatian GP, not Czech GP. My apologies. Sorry, wrong Eastern Bloc.
Did you have the nerve to get something wrong?
Yeah, sorry.
He's supposed to be the clever one. He wears the glasses and everything. I know you wear contacts, Lee, don't you?
Yeah, I've got contacts.
Yeah, well done, mate. Well done.
Someone's doing well.
Is that so you don't look like the two Ronnies?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. Yeah,
well done.
Amazing. Scott, it's been great talking to you this evening. Obviously, we can check you out Speedway-wise on Pirates TV. Even if you're down at the track watching the match live, you know, who's to say you can't go home, buy it again, and then have it to sort of stream on demand? You know, check that out and check out Scotty's amazing commentary. And if you can't make it to down to Wimborne Road, of course, just check it out live stream via the Pool Speedway website, reasonably priced. And again, it's not your old school Speedway presentation. It is very, very, I can't emphasize it enough. It's such a slick presentation, considering, you know, the first time it's happened is this year. It looks as though it's been going for sort of 2-3 years and sort of come into its own and really developed.
We've got a great little team together. Andy Haig has put a little team together. Andy's at the linchpin of it, and his brother and the cameraman Rob from Reruns with us. And look, it's just, we enjoy doing it every week. We just have a blast. The 4 or 5 of us. Rob Dyer, I keep calling him Martin Brundle on his pit walk. It's just, look, we've all got something to give to this, and Andy Haig, just hats off to him because he does a fantastic job. I
was speaking to Lee. Does Andy now hate Speedway because of everything he has to do in the matches that they televise?
You could understand if he didn't. Yeah. and then you get this stupid farmer come dart player asking him silly questions about a microphone. Is it too close to my mouth, or is it vibrating?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, I know firsthand how sort of being too involved can make you turn away from. So how many years did I do the program? Like, was it 3 years, I think? And it felt like about 10. But I did not want to see a Speedway bike after that for a little while. That was stressful. But Scott, you've got a passion for it. It clearly shows in the commentary, which is awesome. So make sure you guys check it out. Scott, where can we follow? For those of you who only know Scott through Speedway, Scott, where can we find out more about your darts career? Where can we see you? Where can we follow you on social media? All that sort of stuff.
So I've got a website which is scottydogmitchell.co.uk. I've got a website that just updates everything as it happens. We have to be a bit careful about what we put on, because obviously if too many people know that I'm not home, we've got to be careful how we kind of do that. Yeah. Obviously with PDC Darts is online as well. There's a homepage and that tells you where all the rankings are and what we're doing. And obviously you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Scotty Dog Dart, and Facebook. I have a fan page as well. Similar thing. So it's just look, I don't expect to be seeing darts, because sometimes it's a cow being born, or it could be anything. Anything I find quirky and funny, a goat jumping on another goat, it's on there. So yeah, it's just me being me. Really, it's my outlet of being sat in a tractor all day long, sometimes on my own, and just pleasing myself. Really.
So I think what we need to do here is do a spin-off of Clarkson's farm, but
Yeah.
Scotty's farm I think needs to happen on Amazon Prime. We need to make that happen.
To be fair, even as a farmer, I thought he was great. Actually,
Yeah.
Although you wouldn't, it's dead handy if you go and dig a fish pond and you got a smoking hot girlfriend to jump in there in a bikini and swim around in it. I can see that. That was one of the attractions to that part. The fact that all the fish died because he didn't oxygenate it, but that's another story. But these are the things and the trials and tribulations he was actually bringing to the fore that every farmer has to watch every day. And with the 6 episodes that he did. Yep. He did more than Countryfile did in 20 years.
Yeah.
So, fair play to him. I'd love to do something like that. That'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Let's start a petition.
100% subscribe to it. I'd pay extra. I don't care. And please follow Scott's pages because they are. He's not lying. Everything he said is accurate of what his timeline looks like. It's amazing.
Fantastic. I appreciate you taking the time out this evening, Scott.
Scott.
All due respect to you, and again, giving you time out for the Pirates cause. Just getting bigger and better every week. Check him out, Pirates TV, every Pirates home match. Scott, thank you so much for coming on, my friend.
Scott.
No, thanks for having me, guys. It's all good.
Welcome. Anytime, mate. Anytime.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
No, you won't. I can't be there next Wednesday.
Oh no! There you go. What
I'm
a
letting the team down. Yeah, I've got this little thing called a dart comp in the middle of the week, so I've got to go to that.
Seriously, priorities, really.
I know. I should jack it all in.
Nice one. Take care, Scott. We'll talk to you soon.
Mate. We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, every 8 heats, you're useless.
Yeah. 4 heats. 4 heats.
I'll have to buy Pirates TV.
Oh, well. I would recommend doing that.
Nice one. Take care, Scott. See you later.
Take care, buddy. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. And that's us really big. I've got to change our little layout thingy now. Bear with. I'm not as quick at this as I should be. Boom. There we go.
I'm going to go off script. I know you've got something that you want to do. I've seen a lot in the chat. David James, stop it. We're not going to win every meeting. We faced a very different Plymouth side last night that had Chris Harris guesting for Eddie Kennett. Hans Anderson is now finding his way around the track. He admitted he hadn't found the right setup. He has now. Ben Barker is imperious around Plymouth. We're never going to win it all. Get off the riders' backs. Thank you.
Exactly. There we go.
Sorry.
Trying to keep... No. We're keeping the positive energy going. And... next up, we're nearly there, guys. But next
You'll
up,
be pleased to hear, yeah.
Something that I wanted to do at our last show, and I got to the end of the show, and I thought, bugger, I forgot to do that. So we are going to be doing a little bit of a giveaway here on PirateCast, and it is something, giveaway out of our own pockets, Ben, because do you know how much money we make out of this? So much. It's this is how we can afford to buy the amazing shirt.
I need to speak to my lawyer. I'm not seeing a penny of this. We make money? What?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
No, we don't.
I've got Crashes and Cock-Ups DVD from 2019 I could give away.
There we go. Why not? Let's chuck it in there. Now, we said a couple of shows ago, actually, that we were going to be giving away this very DVD. It's the Darcy Ward Send It Sideways DVD. It's a 2-disc DVD that sort of chronicles the career and life after Speedway for Darcy Ward. Our cock up and not giving it away last time actually works out quite well because it is Darcy's birthday today. So a nice time to be giving this DVD away now, and also obviously some sad news coming from the Darcy Ward camp. Obviously, Darcy's mum passed away this past week. So love and best wishes over there to the Darcy Ward camp. Never a good time, a couple of days before birthday as well. But positive vibes over to the other side of the globe there to Darcy. But if you want to win a copy of this, you can do. And what we're going to do first of all, I think, is just so Ben and I can have like a minute's worth, or 1 minute and 29 seconds worth of breather. We are going to play the trailer of the Send It Sideways DVD, so you can check that out. If you don't win, you can always buy a copy online. It's still available. So here we go. This is the DVD we're giving away.
Send It Sideways, the life and times of Darcy Ward is no ordinary Speedway story. Darcy Ward was no ordinary Speedway racer. One of the most talented to ever come out of Australia, he thrilled audiences around the world before a crash ended his fast-rising career. In a compelling 4-hour double disc produced by media professionals Martin Rogers and Mike Bennett, this is Darcy Ward's story. Send It Sideways, the life and times of Darcy Ward.
There we go. Send It Sideways, the Darcy Ward story. And you can win a copy of that. Just by doing something very simple, and Ben said it was too simple.
I think I referred to it as heart radio simple.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go with that. Yeah, any of you? I mean, it's every radio station does it. Comes across with the really simple questions just to get interaction going on social media and get phone calls. But we don't. We're not going to take money off of phone calls. Be good to get.
We should have got a premium. If I'd have known you were doing this, I'd have arranged a premium rate number. I might have seen some money then.
Yeah. Good. No, we'd have never done it again. We'd be off to like ITV or something. We'd be the next Ant and Deck. It could happen. Right. So, if you want to win a copy of the Darcy Ward Send It Sideways DVD, don't post this in the chat room because everyone will get the answer. But we'll tell you how to send in your. I know. All right. Just go. I'm trying to be.
Sorry,
serious.
I'm ruining it. Yeah, I know you're putting it up. Sorry,
yeah.
My bad.
Okay. Right. Don't post it in the chat room. Okay, here's the question that you need to answer. When riding as a pair with Chris Holder at Poole, Chris and Darcy were known as what? They had a specific name for their partnership. Here are these two guys. They are... There it is. That's what we need. That's the answer to the question that we're looking for. How to get it to us? You need to tweet your answer to @PirateCast on Twitter. And then what we're going to do, we're going to randomly pick a winner prior to Wednesday or next Wednesday's championship match against the Newcastle Diamonds. What we might even do is bring this little thing with us. So if you're in attendance, you can get it from us personally. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I think we probably need to use a random name generator as well and just film the selection of the winner, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, absolutely. More than happy to do that.
Yeah.
So let's just reiterate it once more. When riding as a pair with Chris Holder at Poole, Chris and Darcy were known as what? They had a good double act name. Just tweet your answer over to @PirateCast on Twitter and we will pick a winner before next Wednesday.
Is it going to be a pain? Because I know that we're doing the competition here. I'm not posting it on social media, but obviously, I was going to say, I need evidence that you're subscribed with notifications for this channel.
That's just going to be way too complicated.
But because we're doing the competition on this channel,
on Twitter,
we would have had to have watched it.
Yeah.
To do the question. So, yeah.
So if you're watching this stream, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
We'll just add that on to the end. So there we go. Yeah. So should I go through it one more time?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably just to be best. So I'm not posting this on Twitter, but you have to answer the question to us on Twitter.
Okay, yeah. Emma says, wait, who do we tweet? It's just below Ben down that way. Okay, @PirateCast. So just tweet @PirateCast with the answer. Okay. And we will we'll obviously put everything in a hat, random generate it, and we will pick a winner. So the question, one more time: when riding as a pair with Chris Holder at Poole, Chris and Darcy were known as what? They had a very specific name, the two of them, when they were riding as a partnership. What did they call them? I think maybe Nigel Leahy came up with that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Potentially, yeah, it could have been.
He did.
Yeah,
I wanted shake and bake, but it didn't. That was Brady and Jack.
That was like Chris and Darcy, the next generation. So tweet your answer to @PirateCast, and we'll have a winner by next week. Right, we're nearly there, Ben. Anything else you want to slam in before I do the
six? Got 6 entries already. Amazing.
6 entries. Flipping out. Okay, nice. Good. And of course, everyone who's watching this after the fact, number one, why aren't you watching it live? Number two.
Yeah, how dare you? Just because British Speedway
sincerely.
Network screening a meeting, which isn't Paul, I may add, and just because there's another Champions League semi-final, where are your loyalties, people?
Rubbish. But this is the beauty of YouTube. You can watch it now. You can watch it live. You can watch it afterwards. You can do anything. You can do anything.
Craig had a valid excuse. He's got a virtual Speedway meeting to ride in.
Exactly. There you go. Right. Do you know what it's time for now, Ben? Just to finish off.
You said you were stopping this, particularly after the easy competition. You did. No,
I'm not stopping it. Are you ready? Is everyone ready for the amazing pirate joke? Get the sound effects sorted.
I'm not doing anything. What are you on about?
Okay, all right. Right, here we go. The pirate joke to finish off the show. Which of the Rolling Stones is a pirate's favorite?
I actually don't. Oh no, it's not that simple, really, is it?
It is.
It's not the lead. No. Oh my god. Go on then.
Mick Jagger. Brilliant. Don't do it. I don't know what that is. That always goes off. I don't know. Hate it. Anyway, thank you very much. What a great joke. Yeah. Well, that's uncalled for.
I've just said, yeah, well, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It was meant to be Star Wars related this week, but you know.
You find me a Star Wars pirate joke.
Look, it'll be funny. It's got to be funny. If there's a Star Wars
pirate joke.
Yeah, or a Star Trek pirate joke, yeah.
Okay, Danny, thank you very much. Great stream. See you Wednesday. Yes, we're going to be down there. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you
Based on what you just did, who is a pirate's favourite Starfleet captain?
Oh, yes. Why did I not do that?
Jean-Luc Picard!
Do the sound. Do the sound. I'm not having you not do the sound.
Sorry, guys.
Thank you. There you go. Sorry about this. We've got to make it happen. Colin wasn't impressed with it. Martin says, Lee, where'd you come up with these jokes? Piratejokes.net. They've got a random pirate joke generator.
It's actually a source of material.
It is. And it's been going since we originally did PirateCast back in 2014.
Yeah.
Madness. Anyway, with that, thank you once again to everyone for tuning in. It's been great. We've had so many of you interacting in the chat room. It's been fantastic. Remember the competition. If you want some more info about it, just rewind and go back and check it out. We'll see you down the track next Wednesday with DVD in hand, I will imagine. Thank you very much to Scott Mitchell for taking his time. Thank you very much to Carl. These guys taking the time out to be a part of PirateCast this evening. It's been great having you on board. And again, all we can say is keep supporting the Pirates. Get down to Wimborne Road. If you can't make it to Wimborne Road, make sure you watch the live stream. Support the Pirates. Stay on board.
Make sure your positivity share with the riders. You know, tweet them on social media. Let them know you're behind them. You know, get behind Nathan. I'm having difficulty finding correct feeds for him, but I know he's on Instagram primarily.
Yeah.
And we will try and get him on the show if I can get hold of him. I might have to message Danny to see what the best way to contact Nathan is, but it'd be good to have him on the show and have a chat. But you know, let the guys know you're behind them. Let's bring the noise next week against Newcastle. Keep that energy up at the stadium. It's been brilliant all season.
It has been absolutely huge. We've just got to keep it up towards the end of the end of the match when Carl is going to be playing Sweet Caroline. Anything else he plays that you can sing along to, just do it.
Yeah,
sing along. Why not? No one knows.
And use your phone lights for Sweet Caroline. Patent PirateCast.
Totally. Yes. #PirateCast.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, guys. We will be out of here very shortly when all of a sudden now it's time to do the outro and I haven't got the thing ready. Here we go. We'll see you next week at the track and we'll see you soon again sometime for PirateCast.
Stay classy, guys.
Bye-bye.